I know it's an incredible way to bow out, but do you regret leaving when you did?
Yes.
Why did you leave?
It was, do you know what? I was run out. I was run down.
Yeah.
I'd had...
Your body had gone?
I'd had, not really. No, I was just so tired. I was mentally tired. We were in every championship with Denmark. So those every 2 years, your holidays goes, you're straight back in. And even in this season, we were in the World Cup. We played Brazil in July, early July. I remember we had to qualify for the Champions League. We played that the end of July. Yeah. So I literally came straight from the World Cup, having played a full season and then into the next season. So I didn't really have a break. And I was just so tired. And mentally, I couldn't face another season. And then we did have a conversation after the final. And I'm like, no, I made the decision. But when I look back, it might have been a bit sort of a rash decision in a way. I should probably... I mean, the manager could have asked me, are you sure? He never did. He just accepted that this was going to be it. That was one thing. So,
do you think if he had have questioned you, you would have thought more about it?
I think if I had been less proud and said to him, I can't play every game. I would be, even in League Cup games where he was playing whoever was the other goalkeeper at the time, Raymond, or even there I was really pissed off that I wasn't playing. Because I wanted to play every game. If I sort of stepped a little bit away from that and sort of spoken to him about, managing me better, not better because he was doing really well, but looking after me according to my age, not playing me in certain games, and if I had been less proud about being on the pitch and could accept 1 or 2 games, just sat on the bench, it probably would have worked out quite well for me. But I'm not sure that my mentality was right for that. I don't think that not actually playing was the hardest part. It was it was packing the suitcase again and traveling. And if I could have stayed home for one game, sort of every 10 games, it would have been an attractive thing. But at the time, I just needed to. But yes, for sure. When you look back and you see decisions that you've made, I probably would not have made that decision. I would have probably spoken to the manager, because it was only like next 2 years or something like that. He started to sort of rest players rotate as well. So I could have been part of that.
What did you as players think at the time when he was
going? Got to get rid of him.
Yeah.
No, the thing is...
Did you feel like he was irreplaceable?
I mean, he was the all-time best goalkeeper in the world. And you were. And you were. And
that means a lot coming from you.
I know. Well, no, because it's the truth, Pete.
This is from the guy, right? This is from the guy. This is from the guy. We played Arsenal, we lost 1-0 here, right? And I'm up again for a free kick or corner. And as I run back, I get a hamstring injury. And I can hardly walk. And with all the subs are used, he's come on. And then he knows. And then he passed the ball back to me. And seriously, it wasn't one of them sort of little nice. And he hammered it back to me. And as he's doing it, he's laughing at me.
That's shocking, Maysie.
Laughing at me.
But no, listen, you're losing the best goalkeeper in the world, and now do you replace him? And I think
it was very difficult.
Yeah, I think from you leaving to Edwin coming in.
Yeah.
I think there was about 12 or 13 goalkeepers
I think it's a pub quiz question. I think it comes up to 18, but it's goalkeepers playing half a game and stuff like that. But at the time, I really wanted to go from being active into management. I was already starting on my badges, and I worked with Sir Alex. He was absolutely fantastic to work. I had this chaos in Portugal, some very good, some really, really bad. And I also worked with John Gregory, which I rated so highly. And I thought, I really want to see what this guy, Kevin Keegan, what's he's all about. And they were I went in League One, and they were in the Championship, and then they got promoted in, and I was in their first Premier League season.
Was that a hard decision to go there?
Yeah, it was difficult. I have to say, again, what I started with the northern people. I loved the people there. They were so nice, and it just wasn't for me, to be honest. No. We had these games against United. You know, the first one I played, we won it.
The game you went to shake Gary Neville's hand
in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Were you expecting that reception?
I tell you what, I kind of like him for it. I like him for it.
Yeah, because that's what you as a team were all about.
Yeah,
You mentioned that earlier.
I think we touched on that as well earlier, and that you have to do everything you can for your team. And one thing is you put your passion in there, and I mean, you have to look very, very hard to find anyone who's got more passion for Manchester United than Gary Neville has.
8 glorious years at United. Of course, he played against them 3 times last season for Aston Villa, but you just sense that this is something a little different even to that. And Van Nistelrooy scored 3 goals past him last season.
Well, they spent 8 years together, but he kind of dismissed that, Gary Neville. I think focus for business would be the way to sum up the United skipper today. Really, really intense look about him, isn't he?
Was that the Gary Neville game? When Gary Neville made the mistake?
Yeah, it even to this day, it kind of annoys me.
Yeah. Because
it annoys me in the way that, you know, whenever these derbies are coming up, I have never lost a derby. And, and I'm like, I won this one. Okay, on the day it was brilliant, and Sean Goda, who's a really good friend of me, scored 2 goals, and I'm so happy for him. But this late, so many years after, still have to sort of talk about that, and I wasn't really. And then the game here, luck struck me. I got an injury in the warm up. I wasn't ducking out of it, but I really did. I always had a back problem, and it kind of popped up at times where I didn't know it was popping out, and I just felt that, and I just knew from experience that I shouldn't play. And I said, listen, I've got this, and I didn't play this game. And I don't want to insult anyone from Man City, but today I'm quite happy I didn't do that, because I came here with Aston Villa, and I have to say, I did not enjoy it. It wasn't nice. We're talking the day after we played Derby in the Cup, and I saw Wayne yesterday playing this game, and he was trying really, really hard, but I could just see in Wayne exactly the same feelings that I felt. It's just not nice. I belong to the other team, and I should never ever play against them. So
do you actually regret playing for City?
I don't think you can regret that kind of thing, because there were so many other things that were good about that. Was I could bring my kids back, they could finish at school from their school. I always said, I said this early on, I felt that I landed precisely where I needed to be as a human being. I was born to live here. So in many ways I was coming home, and since United wasn't an option, I had the second best option at the time. It was a tough year. I mean, it was a tough year, and since I never went into management, I can say that in a way I regret that the basics for the decision never materialized in anything that I could use going forward. But then again, I learned so much. A lot of it not very good. Some of it's good, and. Yeah, so it's a weird one for me.
Yeah,
it is.